webinars. Thank you very much for coming today at
Thank
this
you very much
Mujeresciber.
for
It's
having
a big
me.
pleasure having you at this stage. Tima, you joined United Nations International Computing Center in 2016 as Head of Information Security Services. In 2019, you were appointed as Chief of Cybersecurity Section that oversees the security program and delivers cybersecurity services. How did you come to work in this field? Have you always wanted to work in cybersecurity?
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Monica, for having me here. It's indeed a pleasure, and thanks a lot to INCIBE for organizing this event. I have had a passion for technology and also security. So cybersecurity was a natural fit for me, and I was very interested to be in cybersecurity, and I ended up being in cybersecurity. So that's how I liked. I did my early education in technology. I did a master's in information technology, and then my second master's in cybercrime and forensic investigations. And I've been enjoying my time in cybersecurity. I really enjoy my work, and I'm passionate about it.
It is clear that you are passionate about it. How is your experience at the UN? How is your day?
That's a very good question. Thanks for asking this. So I work for UNICC. UNICC is the United Nations International Computing Center. It was formed 50 years ago in 1971, I think, by a General Assembly resolution, where 3 UN organizations agreed to share IT resources. And that's when UNICC was born. Since then, ICC has existed. We are providing a whole lot of IT services to many, many UN organizations, I think more than 70 UN and UN-like agencies. And 5, 6 years ago, our agencies said that we need to collaborate much more on cybersecurity, and we have to stop reinventing the wheel and start building cybersecurity services that are shared within the UN family. And UNICC developed few services, and I was recruited to build those services. And since then, I've been working with UNICC to deliver these shared cybersecurity services within the UN family. It's a very interesting job. We support many agencies. My team is excellent. They're all very passionate people. They are working day and night to protect our agencies that we support. So, yeah. And it's a very rewarding job because the UN is supporting the Sustainable Development Goals, and that ranges from removal or elimination of poverty to empowerment of women to helping refugees to eliminating or reducing the use of chemical weapons, nuclear weapons. So the mandate is beautiful, and the team is supporting all these agencies who are behind these very noble causes. So it's a very rewarding job, I must say. And the team is very busy, and I'm very happy with the team.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
What inspires you most about your work?
My people, supporting my people, my team, my agencies, my constituencies, to make sure that they're able to deliver the mandate in a secure way. More and more UN agencies are relying heavily on technology and digital space to deliver their mandate. And unfortunately, there's a lot of cyber attacks also happening that inhibit them from effectively carrying out their work. So supporting these agencies in performing these Nobel causes in a secure way is really a very rewarding job. So I personally feel very good of being able to support my agencies and UNICC itself. We've existed for 50 years and we are the hosting provider for 70 plus UN agencies. We have servers, infrastructure, network devices, and yeah, so it's nice.
But for sure, it can be stressful too. Which are the biggest challenges in your job?
Well, the stress is a very good point. It does become stressful when you have security incidents going on, but somehow you have to learn to live with it. It's like asking a police officer that, you know, isn't it stressful? Yes, it is stressful, but then that's the whole purpose of the job as well. So you have to learn to manage the stress and support the agencies when they need, and support people when they need support. Cybersecurity is not very easy to understand for the non-technical people. So what also fascinates me is to be able to explain complex cybersecurity concepts to non-technical people and raise awareness, which is very important in cybersecurity. People are the weakest link.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. How do you explain cybersecurity to non-technical people?
That's also a very good question. For me, cybersecurity is a behavior. So you have to learn to use technology just like the way you have to learn to drive a car. You have to learn how to drive it safely.
Okay.
It's the same way when you're using technology, you need to learn to use it in a safe way, especially starting with our children. They're like digital, no, they're digital beings. They're born in a world where YouTube, Facebook is like air. So making them understand that security of your information is important, and don't share information if you don't want to share it, because once it's on the internet, it's difficult to remove that information. So explaining it to non-technical people, I generally use the analogy that you wouldn't leave your house open with keys lying in front of the door and let strangers get in. Similarly, you should not let your computer with a very weak password and your data on social media, because you don't know who's accessing it. So try to use analogies that are easy to relate to people so that they're able to understand what it means. And it's not easy. Sometimes it's very difficult. It's easier said than done, but we try.
It's great, the
Yeah.
analogy to
Yeah.
drive safely.
Yeah.
It is. Today, at this event, we are talking about the global role of women in cybersecurity. How do you see this role globally?
Well, there are very few women in technology. And security itself is a very male-dominated field itself. So marrying them together, the output generally is less women. So I encourage, go for it. It's not impossible. Learn technology, understand how things work, and then try to secure it. It's a very interesting job. There are so many different fields in security, in cybersecurity itself, from technical to governance to human, securing the human, like raising awareness. There's so many things that we can do in cybersecurity. So explore the possibilities and choose the right field. Every field needs to have a balance, and there are few women in security, so I would wish that more women more women come in this field, and they don't think that it is too complex to understand. It's not too complex. If you read and you study and you try to understand, ask the right questions, you can understand and you can make it happen.
How do you think we can develop this, and promote the women in this sector?
This is also a very important question. And to me, it's starting from early childhood, I think. Girls need to get more awareness that this is a possibility. This is a possibility as a career option. I have been in touch with girls who are in technology, and they came for internship with my organization. And when I interviewed them, they were like, but, is cybersecurity an option for me? They were not really aware of what they can achieve out of this kind of career, what kind of remuneration they can get because of this kind of career. So I think raising awareness is important, and early childhood plays an important role. Women at home, women who are in technology should show more and more to their girls, and even fathers should even encourage girls to learn about how to secure their iPads, Windows devices, routers, so on and so forth, when the right age comes. But questioning kids is important, and explaining it to them that this is a possibility, and this is something that is interesting, and you should try to explore this as an option. Of course, it's the interest of the child. We cannot force kids to go in one direction or the other, but giving them the options is important, and raising awareness in kids is important. Similarly, education institutes, perhaps in early childhood, educational institutes should provide some awareness, like they are doing now on technical education. Perhaps some focus on cybersecurity might also help.
Yeah, you've mentioned a very important point, the cyber awareness, and improve the cybersecurity culture. Does the center have programs to raise this awareness among your employees too?
Yes, we have a very robust security awareness program within UNICC. We have a mandatory security awareness course. We run phishing campaigns internally in our organization to check the level of awareness and whether people are understanding what the security policies of the organization are, and whether they are understanding how their actions can negatively impact the work that they do by clicking on links, for instance. So we're doing phishing campaigns. We have small videos for awareness as well. And we have a robust security awareness program. We also offer it to a whole range of agencies who are willing to work with us. So the security awareness program that we have built is not just for ICC, but for the agencies who are interested in working with us on that front.
You also do a great work in mentoring. In fact, you mentor girls in the field of technology and cybersecurity too. How do you inspire these girls? What do you tell them?
This is, again, I think it's linked to one of the previous questions that you had asked. Whenever I go for such events, and whenever I'm talking to girls, especially in schools and colleges, they come to me and say that I want to do something in technology. And sometimes girls are saying, I want to do something in cybersecurity. So I tend to give them my details and try to work with them and see if I can encourage them to continue to explore, and perhaps bring them into, or make them a future potential security SOC analyst or a CISO. You never know. I try to work with them. I share information. We have had internships as well in UNICC, so I work with the interns to share with them the work that we do, the work that my team does, so that they are encouraged to stay in security if they have decided to stay, because sometimes girls decide to come to the field, but somehow get discouraged and move out to other fields. So encouraging them to stay and continue to grow is also important. So these are the few things that I like to do.
And what do you think is the best way to approach education from an early stage and foster talent in general and in female in particular?
So girls, I mean, children by nature are inquisitive. They want to explore, they want to innovate. So schools, I think, should do better in terms of raising or making programs that can help young children understand the risks of technology. That I think education institutions are doing very well in using technology to bring education. Like because of the pandemic, many education institutes switched on to Zoom teaching through Zoom. They have started using applications to give homeworks. But I think there should be some sessions, perhaps, if not already done, I could be mistaken, but if not already done, there could be some sessions on showing how bad people could, try to connect to these little kids on their iPads. So perhaps the teachers or the schools could make some classes on raising awareness on risks for children. And children are very vulnerable, so they don't really understand. Sometimes we put the controls in place so they don't understand that these things have been already secured by the institutions that are providing these technology devices to them. Explaining what security tools have been deployed on the systems that children are using will raise their awareness that somebody is managing these security systems. Perhaps I want to be one of them in the future. So yeah, I think bringing practical examples of how they, when they're sick, they can relate to a doctor because they see a doctor. But they don't see a cybersecurity practitioner in day-to-day life. So making it real will help, I think.
Making it real
Yes.
with practical and real
Yes.
examples that
Yeah.
they know that this is not unreal.
Yeah.
In fact, we were talking in the last interviews about the image of the cybersecurity industry and the concept of cybersecurity that for most people is not real. They have the image of films, TV shows, what do you think about this?
That's very true. It's like a mystery to some people. They don't understand what cybersecurity is. And it's difficult. It's not easy. Understanding technology itself is not easy. If you look at our parents, they're old, and if you try to explain to them how computers work, I'm not questioning that old people cannot learn. They can also learn, but generally speaking, it's a little difficult. So going ahead and bringing more examples of how cyber threats are impacting people's real life will help them correlate this or remove this mystery component and make it real. And yeah, raising awareness, I mean, I repeat myself. Sometimes I think that I'm, repeating myself, but awareness is key. People don't understand. They are trusting by nature. They trust people. They don't understand that sometimes emails that are being sent by people that appear to be good can have bad intentions and bad output. So raising awareness is key. It's a different way of operating altogether. It's a new way of communicating and connecting. So it comes with its own risks. And I think raising awareness is key. So that's where I will stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can we do to make it more attractive especially to young people?
What can we make it, what can we do to make cybersecurity more attractive to young people? I think we should try and bring more practical examples of how cyber threats are impacting the use of technology in a good way. At this moment, we are all benefiting from technology. Imagine this whole pandemic without technology. Life would have been very different. So I think we need to bring more and more young minds into this whole concept of, there are people who, technology can do a lot of good things, but we need people to manage this whole technology environment in a secure way, and therefore they should go and educate themselves and contribute to this beautiful thing that has happened over the past few decades, which is technology. So we need more young minds, we need more people who can support this boom of use of technology in a secure way.
Maybe we need to explain better the importance of cybersecurity in their lives on a daily basis.
I think so. It's very, very important. When kids are using, IP-connected, internet-connected smart devices, we try to explain them that how is it working? Imagine if it's not working.
Yeah.
Imagine if your camera that you have is being accessed by somebody you don't know. How would you feel? So giving the practical examples are very, very important, yes.
When they cannot connect to their favorite social media, they understand.
They understand better.
Right.
Yes, they understand better. Yes.
What do you think, Tima, of this kind of events? Do you attend them globally?
Yes, I am a big fan of these events because these events are useful for especially kids and girls who have not heard about or have not thought about, I shouldn't say heard, but have not thought about cybersecurity as a career option. So I really like to participate and contribute to these events so that we can bring more young talent, not only girls but boys as well. Globally, there's a big shortage of cybersecurity skills, and having such events is very useful because we need more people to, we need more defenders. So we need more people who can help technology to be used in a secure way.
What would you say to someone someone who said, "I want to work at UN"? What did you say to them?
Please come and work for the UN. It's a great place to work. It's a very, very, as I said, satisfying job. The cause is awesome. There's so many nice things you can do. And it's challenging as well. It has its own challenges as well, but it's an awesome job. Reach out to me if you want to know more. I would be happy to share experiences and guide you through the process. There are many ways of working for the UN. All agencies have their own job portals. You can apply for jobs in their job portals. UN is heavily relying on consultants as well. UNICC is relying heavily on consultants as well. And we really need good people. So yes, watch out for vacancies that are coming out on various UN organization websites, on UNICC websites. And we work heavily with consultants, third parties. We need support with industry as well because we cannot build solutions from scratch. We need support from commercial entities as well. So, yeah.
And it's a working team. Do you need a big team to make your work?
Sorry, could you repeat?
You need a big team to do what you do.
I don't know if it's big because big is a relative, no? Big as compared to what? My team is growing. ICC cybersecurity team is growing. We started with a very small number. Now we are slowly, gradually growing because there is a big shortage of cybersecurity capabilities as like any other industry. Even in the UN, we need more people to do cybersecurity. So yes, the team is growing. We are looking for young, talented people, girls and boys both, to join the team. And our biggest base of cybersecurity people is in Valencia, in Spain. So we want to encourage the local community here also to get into cybersecurity so that we can leverage their support later on when they want to become cybersecurity experts. Having said that, we have UN is a global employer. At least UNICC employs from throughout the world. So it's not just local Spanish talent. We have vacancies where we bring people on board from all throughout the world. And the remuneration is rewarding. It's a nice job, and you're an international civil servant, so it's nice.
And you are based in Valencia?
Yes, I'm based in Valencia.
That's a great point,
yes,
too.
Yes, definitely.
Which are your goals for the future, Tima? Where do you want to be?
Oh, that's a very good question. I'm quite happy with what I'm doing right now. I want to continue to support the UN and continue to do the work I'm doing, and perhaps provide better services to my agencies so that they can deliver their goals, their mandates more securely. Wherever they need support, we are there to support them. And that would be my goal, to make sure that the work that we do is useful for our agencies, that we are building meaningful cybersecurity products that the agencies can benefit from and deliver their mandates in a secure way.
And to finish, if you want to, please give a message to the audience in a positive way.
So my message to the audience is that raise awareness. I'm sure you are all here because you have an interest in cybersecurity. So raise awareness in your communities. Technology is a beautiful thing that has happened, but as anywhere else, there's also negatives, and we need to circumvent or overcome all the negatives like cyber threats that are happening. So share the knowledge, spread the word, and let's try to have more secure behavior embedded in our next generation so that they can use technology in a secure way.
Thank you so much for sharing so much with us, explaining your work, and be with us today. Por favor, un fuerte aplauso para Tima. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
It's been a big pleasure. Thank you very much. Please, this way.
Yeah.
Thank you.